Alright, we're going to marry them off together to secure the peace over there, I suppose. That's the idea. She is riding a dragon as well, so, you know, less dragon conflicts and whatnot, the better, really. Let's have a look at the dragon show. I won't go into that menu, it's massive. So, Cannibal, my dragon, still currently has... So, eventually my son will probably inherit Cannibal. Heartfire is now 20. With Rhaena, who's a little old, so I don't know how long she'll be able to stay alive for. Sparix died against Senegon. I think Senegon is still over there, isn't he? I might get my son to tame that dragon at some point. Scaffer's still being ridden by Visenya. Smaug is also still sort of nowhere at the moment. Stormworm being ridden by Liesa, and Quick Dragon's riding Stillwing. That's cool. Caraxes? Was that the same model as Caraxes? No, a little different. Not being ridden by anyone out at the moment. In my head canon, I imagine Aegon will probably tame all the dragons, and Jaehaerys will tame all the other. Jaehaerys will probably tame Senegon, I think, and then Aegon would probably tame Smaug, I think. That's my head canon, anyway. We'll host the wedding. I think we've got a few. I can't remember how many like loans you have to repay, but we'll find out as we go on. It's this Lady Baena Targaryen supposed to work on embroidery, but she clearly fancies another kind of pin. No. She got wounded in the fight, that's not ideal, but there you go. Yeah, I did 4 Stranger Harris, he's got skilled fighter. So maybe we get a formidable fighter as well, that'd be cool. Yeah, some like me, some don't, but you know. There was someone doing trying to incite someone to revolt, but I think they've stopped doing it now. It's good to know what's going on in the south, how this war going and all that. But the Riverlands is meant to be doing something. They're not doing a good enough job, are they? Well, if Redwayne joined up and killed the army now, they would win this now. But now you've let them join up, like you've just fucked yourselves. Now to feast. What's this? It could be said that I invited Lady Simona with an ulterior motive, seeing as I claimed Kings was mine. Perhaps I can find some way to convince her to give it time. What's this? As I claimed Kings was mine, perhaps I can find some way to give it. What's this? Why would I... What? Oh, because I have a claim on it. Okay. No. Leg on with it. It's a little laggy now, I think, just because we're like late into the game. It's taking Bear Island, apparently. Yeah, Bane's a bit wounded, but we don't pay attention to that one. Aegon and Baena are both wounded and probably perfect for each other. Why is the Mud Army attacking fucking Redwayne? It's ridiculous. Redwayne has just absolutely kicked their asses. What idiots? Why are they attacking fucking... No, your war is against Highgarden. Not, Old Town. Not fucking them. Good God. Wait, this we're gonna have a new Lord of the fucking Breach at this rate. What is this even war for again? Who's Lord Reynold? Oh, him. Okay, cool. Get on with it then. No. I won't involve myself there. I'm going to treat my son till he's 16 and probably look at ending the series there, I think. Oh, something I forgot to mention is that I named a new Hand of the King. It's the last one got assassinated. Wallace the Spider, who likes me quite a lot, but I named him... when I named Lord Duskendale, so give him that, it makes sense. What's this? Am I supposed to care about what's going on in Valyria? I mean, the King of Valyria, ever since they became king, they've been kings of Valyria for years. They've done nothing with it. They've sat on their little island and done bug all. Declare themselves kings of Valyria, and that's it. They've taken, well, they took Borash, that's about it. That's their only conquest. So shit. Oh dear. We're quite far apart and spread out your master whistles running a Stoke where assess investing in provincial messenger system. Yeah, cool. We'll do that. I'm interested to see if anyone rebels against us now, but I don't think they will. Your vassal was arguing with his wife. Oh, we get involved. Fine. That aged well, didn't it? God knows what the fuck's going on in the south. But it does seem that we're going to have a new Lord of the bloody... What's this? Loras under attack by Bravos. No. I mean, your father killed my relatives and killed my half-sisters, so no. There's no... There's no way I'm forgiving you for that one. Right, it's Dawn. What are they doing? They're going to attack Highgarden, Old Town, or what? You guys need to join up and just turn on them. God, watching the AI do shit, it's just so fucking stressful. Oh. Queen Vaina's just died. What if the hell just killed? Maybe the Ibn lot didn't like her. And possibly my my son could be the king of Ibn, and I imagine he'd probably give it independence, or he might keep it as like sort of a, I guess, a Westerosi colony, I suppose. So we could do that. That might be interesting. Lightbringer, now we can. No, we refuse to go fat. I mean, old age. Well, I say old age. I guess old age. I suppose it is old age in medieval times. I think if we ever do like another Targaryen run again, I think maybe might be fun to do is possibly play as like switch to our heir and get him to play in control Dragonstone, and then we play at over at Dragonstone and play as like the king for a bit, and then if we get a little bit bored as a king, we just swap over to Dragonstone and play over there, just to break the monotony of being king and whatnot. Because under the AI, the kingdom and stuff does get into more shit. And more interesting than rebellion stuff, because now I'm controlling it now, like, nothing's gonna go bad. Well, nothing's gonna go bad that's out of my hands, but we should be okay. I don't know what that is, but okay. I mean, if it transferred Dark Sister over, I'd be... Yeah, here we go. I'd be giving myself the back. But yeah, the Night's Watch is now apparently under me as a vassal for some reason. I don't know why that is, but I think I might give them their independence, I think. You know, the Targaryens have long held the Night's Watch for a while, and it's gotten to the point where, why do we hold the Night's Watch? It's about time, you know, we let them do their thing. Yeah, Grolaf's still around. We can't invite them to our court, which I might do, actually. I mean, they are wildlings. We don't particularly get along with them, but, yeah. We were once friends, once and allies, so, you know, why are they not coming as well? Oh, they will. Oh, she's not coming. Okay, fine. I kind of want to marry a matrilineal to be unfair. Who we got? Yeah, Valyrian is earned it, I think. Keep the Heart Whisperer line going. I might give Valyrian a castle. I'll give them the Black Sails, I think. Yeah. I'll give Grolaf the Maiden Vault as a sort of a, you know, apology and whatnot since all that went down between the Wildlings and us. So yeah. Right. Why is Faces Man under my shit? Yeah, the lag's getting a bit worse. Give her independence. If they decide to attack me again, then they will die. Give the Knights Watch independence, didn't like me that much anyway, and they shouldn't really be part of the Iron Throne. Let them do their thing. Say there was a Faceless Man under me or something. Bunch of High Priests, if we can... Yeah, imagine the last guy died of his... Yeah. So I don't really want trouble from the Faces Men of all people. Okay, nice. Now with Darkfire dying, which fucking sucks. No, they had another daughter. If it would have been son, that would have been slightly dodgy. The Onderon family. I have no idea what they are. I mean, Har's got the Valyrian stuff, so... Let's marry one off, match leaning off to her. No, okay. I want to keep this line going, ideally. That guy. Nope. Okay, just really clear from him, didn't I? I should accept that, I suppose. Yeah, fine. Keep the line going, I suppose. Obviously, justice accused of sedition and conspiracy into the realm. Apparently she's innocent, okay. Fine. God knows what's gone on the reach now. This has all just gone to shit. Just gone patient. It's a shame I don't have a proper eye patch. Like, Aemon 1 I had an eye patch. So, why can't they have an eye patch? He's got a nice little eye patch, but he hasn't. Nah, it's stupid. Okay, I'm going to do a few buildings on Dragonstone, I think. I'm going to build a refuge here, a fort, and I'm going to build myself a... what have we got here? We've got castle, temple, city. What would make... How much stuff has King's Landing Red Keep got? Castle, 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 castle. More cities there, one castle of the King's Gate. That's it there. Dragonstone is an island, but I feel as if it would make it quite a fair bit of commerce if we put another, they got another castle there as well. Yeah, maybe we should give it a castle. It's a nice defensive island location, so yeah. Give it, we'll give it private farms first. I don't know why most of these places should have basic defenses already, like, built in, shouldn't they? Really? And almost flagship. Janix Targaryen is now the heir to that. I'll be marrying someone else off to somewhere else soon. Okay, cool. Player's got intrigue, cool. Not bad. Yeah, when he loses the child trait, it should be pretty decent as a fighter. But yeah, as time goes on, I'm looking more and more excited for the Valyrian series. That's going to be fun. It's going to be a nice little laid-back series. I won't take things overly serious. It'll just be fun. Because fucking thingy's taking his sweet time. Dark can go down and deal with it. Don't know why we send Hannah the King. Well, I don't know. He hasn't really got enough men, is he, really, to deal with the Sunspear guys. But Dawn should deal with them easily. Muds are taking too long, so fucking Roger's going down. I mean, how hard is it to take out your, your enemies? I do wish, I've hoped they've done this for CK3, where they've actually sort of, like, fixed things. Where you can actually just attack your vassal straight away. But yeah, maybe at some point we'll have a proper, like, run with CK3, but there's not really a lot of stuff that I really fancy playing in CK3. I'm still waiting for, proper, like, more and more mods for CK3 and, expansions and whatnot. But for now, I'm happy with CK2. There's still a lot of stuff in CK2 I haven't done yet. So I certainly would like to, sort of carry on with CK2. There's still loads of things I still haven't done yet in CK2. I want to do runs as like the nomadic guys, a Jewish run and Islamic run, possibly playing as GT properly, maybe a Summer Islander run. I want to do a few more things, rather than just like, oh, well, let's just move on to CK3 and that's that. You know, I want to do a bit more. Barber surgeon, cool. This gives us some more money, that's why I'm building it basically. The stonemason, quite expensive, but you know, more tax income the better. Honest isn't the best trait in the world, but you know, might work out. Oh. Did he make a dragon or something? Not really sure, we'll have a look at a minute. Another claimant war for that. He keeps just saying no every time she does it, and then I ask her to stop doing the war, and then she stops doing it, so yeah. What's this? Don't know whether Daenerys has any time left to herself. All she does is practice. I will spend the whole day by my side. I've heard she went straight to the tower to practice her swordsmanship. I shouldn't be surprised by now because she has spent the previous night practicing riding the night before archery in the dark. Wow. Yeah, Daenerys isn't. Oh shit, she's got fucking pneumonia. That's not good. But she's gone slightly mad, which probably isn't ideal. But there you go. Right, that should be my son come of age now. 10th Sigma Moon. Yeah, very good choice. I'm paying for both of them. Hey, he's got Brilliant Commander. Nice. Yeah, Aegon, the One-Eyed, is starting to become pretty fucking powerful. Alright. Dragonstone is yours, my son. Have fun. Aegon VI. Aegon 6th Dragonstone. Nice. Jaharis will get Motherland, so I'm not going to really give him anything. He's going to be over in the Step Zone soon anyway. I'm interested to see what the hell's going to happen with the fucking this, because they're fighting, like... Mud's fighting Red Wayne, the ones that try to defend. Like, what the fuck's going on? There's a bit of a mess down there. But yeah, I think the realm is in good hands. Aegon's pretty good. He wants to become Master at Art. Oh, and he's got a familiar fighter. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think everything's pretty good. I think the realm is going to be in good hands at some point. As someone just dies in my court. Brilliant. That's brilliant. Okay, cool. Yeah, Panthers, yeah. I think we should end it off there, really. I mean, this episode's gone long enough anyway, but I think I'm happy to conclude it there, I think. If we ever return with this Targaryen series, and we players with the same save, then yeah, sure, we'll return and we'll play with the same save, and maybe we'll play as a different character, maybe as Aegon and carry on, I don't know, we'll see, but I kind of want to move on to do other stuff, really. If we do return to this save, then well, I'll let you guys know, of course, but yeah, that's it for now, I think. So we go over a few things, who's in charge of what. Got a new Lord King Beyond the Wall, so we'll see what he does. My mind who attacked the wall, either fail, win, or we'll come up and deal with him. So yeah, we have got the Sunset Invasion, which was meant to happen at some point, but I'm not really bothered. I don't really think it's going to be that interesting, so I'm just not bothered. Daenerys, so she's pregnant, so that's good. Yeah, known father, I'll turn this off as well. Yeah, Lord Paramount Maerys is in the north. The north has been in hands since Aeron gave it to Viserys, and then to Maegor, and then to Maekar, and then to Maerys. So yeah, it's been in quite a few hands. We got the Serenal line, which has been in charge of this place for quite a while now, since Aemon the Black. The Starks, I'm pretty sure, are all gone. I think some are still around. Yeah, Lord Carl Blackwood Grove, there's some down there. I think there's some Starks in Oldcastle? Yeah, there was. Yeah. In the Vale, we've got the Sunderlands, who have ruled the Vale for a while now. Well, since Gideon was given it, and his daughter Lyria is now in charge of it. Since the Arryns were disposed of, and have still in revolt with the Sunderlands ever since. House of Mud rules the Riverlands, since Jon was given the Riverlands by Aeron. So yeah, Jon the First, Jon the Second. Yes, just Jon got given it first. Then Jon inherited it, and eventually it went to Martin, who unfortunately got Grayscale. And then it passed to Belina. And Joyce is, well, she was still around, and she's not in Harrenhal anymore. The Tullys still live on with River Run. Lord Kermit rules from there now. The Iron Isles has changed hands quite a few times. We had the Iron Greyjoys, so German got given it first, who was killed by that guy. Then we had Andric, who was married to my aunt, who he killed, and then we had him killed. And his son took over, who then died of cancer. And then we had Benarin the Ravager, who took command of it. Crom the Half-Drowned, Varen the Viking, who got sentenced to the wall, and Harlan eventually got it back. In the Westerlands, you had the Lannisters, who were given it by Aeron, who have been through quite a few. It's a bit of a curse, I'd say. You had Loren the First, the Axe of Deep Down, and then you had Tia, who unfortunately committed suicide for reasons that elude my understanding. Lady Paramount Cheryl unfortunately died of cancer. It went to Tyshaara, who then died of cancer. Elenai, who was a Bracken but changed her name to Lannister, died of the Great Plague. And Sorel the Quarreler, who when she died it went to Lysandro the Loyal, the Lyseni, yeah. Then it went to Daro, who inherited it, and eventually Rhaenyra got granted it later down the line. So the Rhaenyras now rule over in the Reach. The Reach is in the Westlands. Now, the Reach is in a bit of a tricky position. They're in a civil war over the place, so it's a bit... Yeah, I don't know who the hell's the win over there, but canon-wise, realistically speaking, the Westerland and Riverland forces should join together to help the Reach out. So really, the Old Town forces would be defeated, and the Red Veins would be solidified as the controllers of the Reach. Eventually, Lorimar will marry Daenerys, and securing the Red Veins and the Targaryens together. Now, I can't remember if we've got anyone. No, haven't. Yeah, he's got no one married off. She got anyone married to her daughter? No. So that's really stupid. Unless she has a son now, which is unlikely at her age. The Lady Jaina is gonna go to the Hersey family, who are now going to inherit the Vale. So we have the Hersey line now in charge of that. Silly move, if you ask me. Lord Bruce, which hasn't got a bride from us, so he's gonna marry whoever, I suppose. House Roger, not House Roger, House Dane, sorry. I'll go for who's been in charge of the Reach. So you had Dalton the Shadow, you had Reynard the Clumsy was granted, then Medwick the Black. His daughter Enna had it, but then she rebelled against the throne and was then burnt alive. Rhaena, her daughter, was then given it, who was then killed by Aegon during the whole murders and whatnot. And then Garth got given the Reach for a time until Morano took it off him, who then eventually died a mangled mess. Rhae's still alive. So maybe some Targaryens might try and rise up in rebellion later down the line. Or Nilyn the True Drakes may come and fight against us, who knows. Marissa's given it since then. So the Red Veins will inherit that. House Dane, who have held the, well, given it quite recently. Eventually had 9 more Martell, who was killed by Aeron's dragon. And then Lysandro had it, and then it went to Darrow, who lost it, and then went to Aeron the Mule of House Dane. His son, Lord Kudjal, was betrothed to Princess Rhaenys, so he'll marry her. And that'll bring Danes and the Danes and the Targaryens ever closer in bond. The Stormland's been through quite a few people. We had Edric, who held it, then Aeron took it. Ludwin the Accused, who had died of severe stress. Then eventually he died, and then Caspar the Red Turtle took over, who was beheaded, and then lost it. Allard lost it, who's now in the Iron Isles. Boromund the Baratheons were granted the Stormlands they had before, as a recompensation for what they went through. He got killed off recently. And Jared is now Lord of the Stormlands. And then the Stepstones, who for a time was held by Daemon. Then you had Arya, who took it. You had Kosoquo, who took it. And my mother, Taina, who is still around at 71. She's still quite old at this time. Arya the Eagle, Kosoquo, yeah. And eventually Aaron got it. Maegor granted it, but Bit still fortunately passed away of natural death, which is a shame. And now Lady Paramount Calla rules as Lady of the Stepstones. Eventually she'll be joined by her husband to be Prince Jaehaerys, who will eventually be the Lord. So they're basically rule the Stepstones together eventually in time. So that would be great. Then of course you've had the Dragonstone, who has sort of been through the kings lately. Viserys had it, who then Aegon had it, and then it went to shit. Aegon died. Viserys had it, and then he died, and yeah. And eventually Aegon. Well, now the Targaryen Dragonstone will be given to the heir in future. In the future of the realm, I suppose. Yeah, going for who's different kings. You have Aegon the First, the Conqueror. Aenys the First, the Weak. You have Maegor the Cruel. Jaehaerys the Old. Viserys the Conciliator. Who was, I think in House of Dragon they call him Viserys the Peaceful, but Viserys the Conciliator makes some more sense. He's more like trying to mend the old wounds and bring peace and whatnot. You had Aegon II the Undying, who recently passed away about 10-20 years ago now. He abdicated the throne to Aerion. You had Aerion I, the Dragon Knight. Then you had Jaehaerys II, the Dragon. Died natural death before it all went to shit. You had Jaehaerys III, the Young Dragon, who was murdered. But put up a brave fight. Aegon III, the Usurper. Viserys II, the Kinslayer. Then you had Daemon, the Septon Daemon, who seized the throne. Who was then killed in personal combat by Lord Commander Tywin. Brian the Drunkard held it for Lord Protector. Eventually he was voted out and Ralph took over. And eventually appointed and proclaimed Aeron as the rightful king of the Iron Throne. So yeah. So that's Aeron. We'll go for the Targaryen Dynasty in a minute. The White Book. So we've got Reynard Westerling. Was he the kid that came of age? I think he was, yeah. Yeah, so Reynard Westerling. So Jaime Vance. Helena Resilient, who's got Pinomir. So but we'll say lore-wise that she survives, because it'd be a bit naff otherwise. Aenys Roynford. Daenys the Fair. Lord Commander Tywin. So when he dies, Sandor Wayne will probably get it, I think. We'll take a look at the dragons. I'm sort of skimming through, so I don't want to be here too long. Okay, we've got a lot of dragons here. So let's start with the very beginning. Which I did in the Targaryen Dynasty, actually. Nissarion, Morgon, Urex, and these were the first dragons that were ridden by the Targaryens. I think Nissarion was ridden by... Was it... Terex was ridden by Aenar the Exile. Nissarion was ridden by Gaemon the Glorious, and Urex was ridden by Daenys the Dreamer. Morgon, I think, was their kid or something. And eventually Valyrian the Black Dread fell into the hands of Aegon the Conqueror. And you had 3 dragons from Valyrian, Meraxes, who unfortunately died in battle in Dawn. Vhagar, very powerful dragon, he died by Caraxes. They killed each other in the Battle of the Godside. And you had Cannibal, who still lives now. So Meraxes' line, you had Quicksilver, who was eaten by Valyrian during when Aegon the Uncrowned rose in rebellion against Maegor the Cruel. He had Caraxes, most famously ridden by Daemon. But he fell in battle against Vhagar. Then you had Vhagar, who had a long line of dragons. So that's a big line of dragons there. We'll go there. You had Melee's Red Queen, who was killed by Vhagar. Dreamfire, who was killed in the storming of the Dragon Pit by the Shepherd. Silverwing was taken down by Cannibal in the recent Great Civil War of Westeros. Vermithor was killed in battle, I think. No, it wasn't the Dragon Pit, it was during another battle. I think he was wounded and then eventually died of his injuries. I think that was it Jacaera, the Blue Queen, that took out Vermithor or brought Vermithor to death, I'm pretty sure. They had Melee's 2 kids, Seasmoke, who was killed by Vermithor. Syrax, who had many dragons, was killed by Rabban in the Dragon Pit War. And then you had a bunch of dragons that died in the Dragon Pit mainly. Vermax, who died in the Battle of the Gull around... Yeah, Battle of the Gull, I'm pretty sure it was called, where the massive sea battle, which unfortunately claimed the life of Jacaerys. Arrax, who we've just seen House of Dragon, getting eaten by Vhagar. Diraxes sadly stormed the Dragon Pit, killed that one. Stormcloud killed of a serious wound, I think, in the Dragon Pit. Moondancer was killed by Sunfire. I can't remember how that happened. Was that, I think, later on, I think? I can't remember who killed Moondancer. That might have been a battle later down the line, I think. I think maybe when Sunfire arrived in, I think he arrived in Dragonstone, I think, maybe. Killed Moondancer, I'm not too sure there. Or it might be another fight. But yeah, Sunfire the Golden Dive Severe Mate. Well, we'll get to him in a second, actually. Moondancer had Morning, who was killed by Cannibal in the Epic Dragon Duel. Moonchild was killed by Silverwing in the Epic Duel. Firestorm was recently killed by Cannibal. Firestorm's kids, you had Caraxes. Artaxes. Okay, that's Vaemon's dragon, I suppose. You had Rhoynar, who's currently being ridden by nobody. Caraxes been ridden by no one at the moment. So it's Firestorm. You've got Moonshallow, who's got quite a few dragons. You've got Stormworm, who's been ridden by Liesa of the North. Stillwing being ridden by Noria Quick Dragon. Yeah, we mentioned that one. Tressix died of a severe maiming in the dragon fights. Senegon's currently untamed, so in my mind, yeah. So Jaehaerys will probably tame Senegon, and then I think Smaug will get tamed by... Yeah, Smaug will be tamed by my son and heir. I think, yeah. Yeah, that's them. Caraxes, yeah, I mentioned that a minute ago. So that's that line of dragons. You had Dreamfire's line, you had Sunfire the Golden. Dreamfire was killed in the Dragon Pit battle, I think. Sunfire, Severe maiming because Sunfire got injured by melees during the big battle over Rick's Rest, I think it was. Targaryen, the Blue Queen, was killed by Billy of the North clan. So I think there was a big battle. I think Targaryen got actually slain by Billy, who actually became sort of the Dragon Slayer, I suppose. So that's quite good. There's Morgul, who died in the Dragon Pit battle, and so Shirokos. It's very sad, the Dragon Pit time. That's a bit I'm not looking forward to in House of Dragon Season 2. It's going to be very sad, and I'm not going to be... I think I'll be emotionally scarred for a while. Vermithor, I mentioned, died a while ago. Sheep Stealer was killed by Cannibal in Epic Dragon Duel. Cannibal's definitely gotten the most kills on dragons. Well, 4 dragons, I think. Yeah. Grey Ghost was killed by Sunfire, who they reckon was killed by Cannibal, but really was killed by Grey Ghost. There was also Silverwings killed on that side. You had Glaurung, who unfortunately died sick of Misshapen, which is a shame. You had Smaug, who was ridden by... I could go through who's ridden what, couldn't I, really? No, I don't really need to. Aegon was ridden by Aegon Blackfire. What will happen to Blackfires, who the hell knows? I reckon they might rise in rebellion later down the line, but we'll see what happens there. Got Scaffer, who is currently ridden by Visenya. Predatorian, who's currently being ridden by Daenerys, my daughter at the moment. That's a new dragon that recently hatched. Which are... Actually, Predatorian, I'll leave as it is, actually, that's fine. Yep, that's all the dragons there. So we look at Cannibal's line, which I did look at earlier. Nothing massive. Cannibal, Bloodfire, and Calagon, who died. Spyrex was killed by Senegon. Heartfire is being ridden by Rhaena for the time being. I guess we should look at the Targaryen Dynasty, really. We should probably go from the very beginning. That's what I do for every single... Not the very beginning. Actually, no. Yeah, we probably should, actually. So we start with Aenar the Exile, who fled Dragonstone, or fled Valyria. Tell you what we'll do in a minute, actually, is... Let's turn the music off for a bit, so I don't feel like I need to shout at myself. Okay. Let's have a little look at the Targaryen Dynasty for those that don't know. Aenar the Exile. You got Aenar the Exile with his wife, who had Dark Sister, so maybe she was from another Valyrian house, and eventually the Targaryens claimed it as their own. Daenerys the Dreamer, who predicted the fall of Valyria. You had Gaemon the Glorious. Aegon, Elena, and Dana, who married nobody. These two married and eventually had 3 kids. There was Magon, who died quite prematurely. Eris and Rhaela, who carried on the line of the Targaryens. And they had a lot. You had Aelix, Balon, Damien, and then Visera, who actually related to Valerians. Damien, who had Aerion, and then Aerion had Aegon the Conqueror, and Visenya, Aegon, Rhaenys, and Orys. Orys being the Baratheon line, that carried on as you'd imagine. Rhaenys died in battle against Dawn. Of course, she had Aenys, and Visenya had Maegor. So you had Aenys the Weak, Maegor the Cruel, who had 3 kids, all famously stillborn. And Aenys, where you had Rhaena, who was married to Aegon at one point, who died in battle. Aegon the Uncrowned, you had his 2 daughters, Aeria and Rhaela. Aeria, I believe, rode off with Valyrian the Black Dread and came back from, we believe, Valyria, really battered and injured and with horrible, like, injuries and scars and whatnot, and, as you can imagine, died pretty quickly. Rhaela actually went off to become a Septon, it seems. A Scepter, rather. Then you had Viserys, who was tortured by Maegor and killed. You had Vaela, who sadly died a sickly infant. Which is not long after Aegon the Conqueror died. Then you had Jaehaerys, who had a lot of children. Yeah, there was a lot of kids there. You got Aegon, her first kid, who died a sickly infant, sadly. Same with Daenerys, who also died natural death. I assume child sickly related deaths. Aemon was killed by pirates, if I remember correctly. Aemon, interesting enough, of course, had Rhaenys, the queen he never was. He was married to the Sea Snake, and then Laenor and Laena. We had Balon, which we'll get onto him in a minute. But Balon the Brave, who died in a hunting accident, I believe. I think. I'm not quite sure what really happened there. Alyssa died in childbirth a long time ago. Alyssa actually had... Not Alyssa. I'll get to her in a second. Maegel, the Mother House, of the Mother House Old Town, who unfortunately had grayscale. Vagon the Dragonless, who was a sorry, no, Maester, I'm afraid. Maester, sorry, Daela, who was married to Lord Paramount Roderick of the Vale, who was where Emma Arryn came from. Sarah Targaryen, who famously refused to marry quite a few people and went off to Essos to become a whore, basically, and became the leader of the pleasure house in Lys, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Lys or Volantis, somewhere over there. I think it was Lys. So she had Aelor, Saranar. The Saranar line's still alive now. Jacaerys, that's dead now. I wish I can just go back to... No, I can. Aegon Sarris, the line over there, is dead now. And it's Viserys Targaryen, who died tragically trampled to death by a horse. Gaemon, sickly infant. Valyrian, sickly infant. And Gale, the Winter Child, who committed suicide. Which is very strange there. I don't know what drove her to do that. You had Vaelon, who of course had Viserys, Daemon of the Stepstones, and Aegon, who sadly died a long time before in like a infancy sickness thing. Viserys, who had Rhaenyra, who Rhaenyra had, of course, Jacaerys, Lucerys, Joffrey, Aegon, Viserys, and Visenya. Daemon had a lot of kids, is where we came from. Viserys, we had a bunch here. We got Viserys, Aegon, Viserys. Gets confusing all the time, doesn't it? Vaena. You got Vaemon and all that. Maegor the Cruel. Daeron is at the wall. Aenar, who died in battle against Ronald Thorne, one of the Kingsguard, he died in the Tawny Joust. What goes around comes around, I suppose. You have Dana, who's married to the Northern Lord Paramount. Kingmaker of Sonor, who's over there at the moment. Daemon the Quick Dragon, he's got 2 kids. Got Ray, Hara, Miguel, and all that. Yeah. I don't need to go through all of it. I'm going to try and not go through everything. Because we'll be here all day. Your Dagon, Baela, who was killed by rabble. Her children eventually married into the Bloodfire line, which is still around now. Master Vakar is still there. And that Dragonstone line eventually went into the Mud Dynasty. Rhaena was killed in personal combat, who eventually had the Visar line. Varon, who caused so much trouble, was eventually killed. And eventually that sort of line over there has died out now. And on to Eren, the main man. You had Visenya, the fairest of Fort Top. And her kids, who are still alive now. Vagon, Seastar, Harris the Ruthless, who died from horrific burns. Oh, that was quite new. Oh, I didn't realise that. He died. Also, Vagon holds that now. Okay, that's interesting. So his heir would be Janix, of course, yeah. So Janix might... So the Lannisters and... Not Lannisters. Westerlands might hold some of these steps and let down the line. You had Horus, who tragically died in suspicious circumstances. Ryam, who's now of House Oakheart. Not that line's going to continue. You've got Melissa Mudd over there, who's married to Sir Charles Terrick. That's what happened there. Lucerys, who died stillborn. And Vagon, yeah. And Alyson, who is married to Jaharis. I think she had a bastard or 2. Laena Waters, yeah, who married a Blackwood. Whose daughter was eventually a Mudd. And we've got... Who else have we got over here? We've got Baela with the True Drake line. Verano killed by Viserys. And then Tian and Viola still live on. Morano died of his injuries from recently. And with the whole Great Rebellion. Rhaena unfortunately died from the Bloody Flux quite a long time ago. Well, 50 years ago now, nearly. Yeah, 50 years ago exactly. Jesus. Daemon got assassinated. Lafia was obviously had Grolaf, who lives on now. His son was killed by rabble for some reason. Don't know what happened there. Now Nessa holds that. Rhaenys was with the Ironborn, and now eventually... Oh, German's dead. Oh, no. Her grandson now holds the Iron Isles. Let's zoom in a bit, something. Yeah, just don't keep hearing the sea. Lysara, who had loads of the Messamons. One was killed in battle, one was killed by the Stormlands, and they sort of live on now. Are we still friends? Yeah, we are. Baela, who helped the Targaryens rebel and whatnot. We've covered her a minute ago. She died of a mangled mess. Rhaena, who's married to Daro. And the Rhaenyras that still carry on now. Her heir is now going to be a Targaryen, so the Rhaenyras won't hold the line. It will just be the Targaryens that will hold the West. Baelor, who sadly died of a heart attack. Aeron died of infection. Jaehaerys became a young dragon, only to be killed not long after. Visenya, who is now married to Aeron, had a bit of a sister and uncle and niece relationship, similar to Rhaenyra and Daemon. She's had 2 daughters that will be married off to various different lords. Jacaerys was murdered, Meleys murdered, Rhaenys murdered. Rhaenys was killed by Caspar, who we revenged. Meleys was beheaded by Cassandra, who we then avenged by my dragon. And Jacaerys was betrayed by, was killed by Verana, who was then eventually killed by them anyway. Then we had Aeron, who had Aegon, who is the eventual heir to the Iron Throne. Not a bad fighter, really. If you get some armor, he'd be pretty good. Actually, what I might do is give him my armor, actually. If it'll do it, it's a bit laggy at the moment, so I think it's because we've been playing so long. Don't know why we've got a Kingsguard armor, but there you go. I'll give him the Targaryen armor, makes him a bit better in fighting skill. Then I'll probably make myself some new lot. Daenerys is going to be married off, I've covered that. And Jaehaerys, yeah, I've covered that as well. We didn't look at Viserys' lines, but a quick look there, I suppose. Rhaenyra, Aegon, Aegon, who had plenty of kids, my god. Sadly, most of them all been killed off, unfortunately. Yeah, Aegon Dimplane got killed there, but she got her vengeance, that's for sure. Burnt alive, fucking hell. Yeah, Lord Jared is... No, Lord Bruce, the son she had with Aegon is still going to be the heir. That's good. She had Aegon, you had Helena, who had Jaehaera, who married... Actually, I'll look at that in a minute. I'll look at that one later. Daeron the Daring, who was killed in personal combat by Black Trombo, who got sent to the wall in this timeline. Aemond One Eye, who was killed by Daemon. His son became Lord Commander, the bastard. Then he had Helena and Daenerys, and his son Osmond, who tragically was killed by bandits, which sucks ass. Was it really good people being killed off? We had, what's his name? Tristan, the Hammer of Justice in the Mud Dynasty series, and then we had fucking Osmond, who's just been killed off in this series, which is a shame. I guess if you're really good fighters and you're fighting, there's a high chance you'll die young. So Helena and Daenerys, who I imagine one of them will probably be the Lady Commander at some point of the Kingsguard. That's Aemon's line. Alice Rivers, who eventually died. And on to Aegon's line, which we'll wrap up there. So Jaehaera, who married Laura in Axe of Deep Down, all her kids died. So that's quite a shame. Jaehaerys was murdered by Daemon back, which is the vengeance here enact for the Viserys dying, which would be brutal in the show. Mela was killed by some rabble in a peasant revolt or something like that, I think. You had Viserys, who's Lord Paramount of the North. Had Maegor, and then you had Maekar, Maerys, and Lyessa, who's married to Quick Dragon. You had the Rhaena, who is married to... No, it's quite recently. Married to Daro. Did she have a dragon, I thought? Or was that somebody else, I think? I think that's Daro's. That's Daro's wife, actually. She's married off to that guy once, but he's now dead. And he married a Drehar, who was the... Cragger's Crabfeeder's descendant, who was killed by Daemon, who we saw being brutally teared to pieces. Daeron, who was then stillborn pretty early on in the wars and whatnot. Aegon, who had a kid called Bruce, to carry on his name, sadly was murdered, which just wasn't nice at all. Why the Southstone, the Brackens did that, I don't know, but his justice was, of course, swift. And, yeah. Such a shame. Aegon's such a nice guy as well, and he just fucking got murdered. It always happens to a nice lot as well. God damn it. Rhaenyra Rivers died of the bloody flux. Eleanor died stillborn. He had Aemond, the rapist, who, well, died by Lord Paramount Maegor. Was it Aemon? Aemon? Yeah, because Daenerys the Brave was killed by him, which is a right shame. Then onto that line, you got Visera, who married Vahasios, I think. And all our kids have died of the Great Plague, sadly. Maekar also died froth in the mouth. He got a bit of rabies, which is very unfortunate. Dana one-handed. He's still over in Hayford. Hasn't rejoined. Would he come back? No. He might try and take my shit later down the line. He married Ray, one of Jaehaerys's. Oh, he married his niece. Okay. They have two kids, Maekar and Sarenus. Oh, Sarnus. Saenris, I think. Maekar. Yeah, Vera married him. Bit of a... Yeah, okay. Yeah, Jaehaerys married her. Ray married him. There were a few kids. So Jaehaerys, who's now the Archon of Lorath. Currently fighting for a war of Bravos. He's married to Vera. And they've got two kids. One, unfortunately, died stillborn. You have Delira and Lerion, who will be the head of that sort of line of the family, I suppose. His heir is Daenar, actually. So I guess if he dies, Daenar will inherit, I think. Is it seniority succession? No, it's just an expected successor. Okay. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it for the Targaryen dynasty. We've covered the entire dynasty just there. Although I'm absolutely shattered. Right. It's been an absolutely fantastic series. I've had a ton of fun with this. It's, very enjoyable. The Targaryen dynasty's reigns all across there now. Done pretty well. But yeah, I'm content. Really, I'm not gonna try and go on a bit further. I'm content. Well, lore is so much surely spreading across the continent across the realm in Westeros. So it's probably safe to say that most of the realm will be R'hllor at some point in the far, far, far future. Stepstones has gone to R'hllor pretty quickly. The culture of Stormlander, I imagine High Valyrian eventually is going to take over. Well, it will take a very long time, but eventually High Valyrian is we want that to take over at some point. The economy of King's Landing is pretty good. The Twins is good for economy as well. Not bad. Yeah, this for some reason isn't de jure, which is very odd. But eventually that will be later down the line. Got our Pox over there. We've got a bloody Flux over there, I'm pretty sure it says. That's it for, say, two epidemics that are going on at the moment. Got feudal, so as you can see, we're all feudal, you can see. Trade zones. Yeah, no sign of revolt risk at all anywhere, really. Apart from a few areas, it's a little bit darker, but it's not too bad. But yeah, this has been a very fun series. I've had a lot of fun playing the Targaryen dynasty. I'm looking forward to playing some more of the Valyrian dynasty, which was starting... Well, that should be starting after this, so a week from now you'll be getting that, which I'm looking forward to recording and playing. But yeah, it's been fun. I've had fun with this series. I have done a few cheating and stuff like that. I know some people haven't liked that, but there you go. Hopefully in future CK2 series, I shouldn't have to do more cheating. And that cheating bit should go. Let's say, to Deserter over there. So yeah, in future, that shouldn't be a problem. Aegon now, of course, rules at Dragonstone. Eventually he'll become King Aegon the 4th, is it? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Aegon the 4th. Yeah, he'll be Aegon the 4th, the one-eyed. Well, how his reign will be, who the hell knows, really. But I reckon he'll be a decent king. You know, he's a good military commander and fighter, so maybe he'll possibly go off and conquer, and he'll bring the realm together in peace and in harmony, I'd imagine. He might kill a few people, but yeah, I think Aegon will be a decent king. He'll probably tame Cannibal when I go, or he might take Senegon, and maybe Cannibal will pass down to maybe Aegon's kid, perhaps, possibly, who knows? Or maybe another Targaryen might get that and then try and start a rebellion, possibly, but who the hell knows? The future of the realm. I'm not really going to I don't really want to carry on. We've settled what we want to do. We've taken Westeros. We've achieved the Targaryen dynasty, really, and I'm pretty content, really. I certainly will keep the save, so if we ever decide to return, and if you guys want me to return and play another house, and let me know, I suppose, it might be worth doing, we'll see. But for now, I think I'm done for this, for now. We've been playing for 78 years, which isn't as long as the Mud Dynasty, but yeah, we're pretty powerful. We got dragons. We're the very powerful house and dynasty right now. We've got 37 living members, so yeah, we're pretty fucking unstoppable at this rate. Like we are the dominant fucking power in the realm, in the world, pretty much. So yeah, PT might give us a run for the money, but against our dragons, they not last at all. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm happy, I'm content, and I'm happy to end this here. It's been a fun series, and we beat House Gardener. That's cool. Didn't quite beat the actual Targaryens, but there you go. Let's have a look at... So we had King Aeron the White Dragon. Oh, is it not showing it properly? Oh, no. That's a shame. So it's going to say that Aeron ruled for 78 years, but it didn't really. Oh, well, it's kind of bugged out. It's a shame. Yeah, it doesn't quite show us everything. It's just a shame. Oh, well. But yeah, Aeron did not rule for 78 years. Can you imagine if the series has just been that? If we just play as one character and he ruled for 78 years? That'd be something. But yeah, that's it, really. There's nothing really else to say. I'm looking forward to doing some more stuff. Any future series will probably just be house run series. I don't think I'll be doing it like a Targaryen Dynasty or anything like that at all. Because Dynasty makes it sound like it's going to go on forever, and I can't really be bothered to play on forever. I'm content with, just doing... I ideally want to set up my goals for the beginning of the series, so this is what I want to do. And once I've completed them, maybe I'll carry on a bit longer and see what happens, really. But with this series, the job's done. I'm done. I'm happy to move on and play something else. So, yeah. I think future stuff, we probably might do a more sort of character run. So we play as like Aegon the Conqueror. Just do a series where you play as a certain character. Maybe at an extent, I might play as his son or grandson, depending on what goes on, maybe. But I don't think I need to really go on. I don't think I really need to do many massive big series where we play as big characters and play as them for ages and ages and ages. I just don't think it's necessary. So yeah, that's all for now. I'm exhausted. I'm going to go lay down for a bit, I think. Might play a bit of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, so I've got another bit of that to record. And yeah, we'll see. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and farewell.